it doesn't get easier. I think we learn how to manage better, right? So if we're here tonight, we're not just here to make it easy, we're here to become better and empower ourselves with new and better tools.
So everything that I had, because I'm full of life, my children are full. They know that when we go somewhere, this food is not the first or last time you'll eat, but it might be somebody else's. So please eat all your food. Like, don't leave anything, because I don't want to do that. But they're good, and they see people on the street, and they're aware. They don't even have to express it. They're full in their heart. They know they have a mommy and daddy. Some people might not. And even in school, I mean, they think they're the president of the world. They have business cards. You know, like their names are on my car.
So I wanted to do something that was creative, that tapped into what I was most passionate about, and live it out loud and do it in a quirky way. So I took the skills that I love, which is listening and connecting with other people, and really trusted those skills for the first time in my life. And I made a sign that said free advice, and I went to my favorite park, Washington Square Park, and I just put the sign down, not knowing what was going to happen. And in my mind, I had thoughts racing of fear, saying, don't do this, don't you dare. But I made a commitment to myself to step up to this challenge.
Lisa, like, the courage that I see in you from taking something that would take women, and I'm a domestic violence survivor myself, so the courage that you took, and something that caused people to withdraw, and you just took that energy and like flipped it, and then you used it to
Fear is that thing that is that thin line between staying comfortable and stepping out into our greatness. And the only way that we can move from comfortable to greatness is by crossing that fear line.
I know we've been talking a lot about fear and wanting more. How do you deal with, like, sometimes the need of like that validation from people to know that you are good enough to go for more and be able to face your fear?
I think recognizing what kind of validation you want first is important. You know, for many years I lived out my purpose, and despite what anyone said, I knew what I wanted. And that was internal validation for me was enough.
We try to stay in communities where we're not validated. Sometimes you have to be flexible enough to move on.
You know, some of us want to be stay-at-home moms, and that's okay. But then there's also women that want a little bit more than just that, and that's okay too. And for men to understand that and to support us in however way we need support is how we can better improve that relationship, and that you know, when a female is doing her and she's about it, that we applaud her as opposed to say, when are you having kids, or when are you getting married, or
Preach.
you know.
Specifically, when reading this question, I'm reminded of Marianne Williamson's quote, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate, our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure." And I have spent so many years growing up playing small because it felt more comfortable, and it wasn't until I really lived my life out loud and put myself out there that I've received the most opportunities, the most valuable sacred connections, and just this sense of limitless possibilities through playing big.
That now I feel I'm established for myself. I've fulfilled my purpose. And although my parents are like, what is this thing that you do?
What's up with our parents?
My parents die hard. I really don't know what you're doing, but okay. I mean, I have a 9-to-5 bread and butter job that makes them happy and, you know, fluffs everything else. But the rest of my resume is really what it is. I'm an accomplished author. I'm a writer. 2 years ago, I wasn't. But you know what? That's what I did this year. This year I have a Little League team. That's awesome for my sons. I'm proud to sit up here representing my sons. This is my purpose.
How do you deal with that aspect of still being, quote unquote, you know, a woman or feminine, but still being so driven and so ambitious and so, you know, sort of forthright, which is seen as mostly a masculine trait?
We all have a purpose on this earth, all of us. Women, I feel historically, have been told what they have to be. Whereas for men, you could be anything you want. And I want that to flip. Because even though a lot of women have come a long way, I mean, the rights that we have today are great, but there's still so much more, because you still feel that way. just because you still feel that way, that means there's so much work that has to be done, where the playing field is leveled.
I feel like every year when I come to this event, it's like the marker of like how far I've gone for the next year.
Absolutely.
Just
And
like that.
There's no lack of fear in anyone's lives, no matter how successful the person next to you is. And really that fearlessness is not the absence of fear, but the courage to act in spite of it.
Women!